Ladies and gentlemen, thought I'd just kind of get a few things out there so you understand what's going on, how, when, why, where. I know this is a little bit of a short notice. That is mostly on me. I'll go ahead and take the ownership for that. But the hard truth is that I won't have the availability to do this for the rest of the year, and I kind of want to do this year for the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy, so that's why we're kind of shoving it forward a little bit. And I wasn't 100% sure I was going to be able to do this at all, even though I've been doing prep work for a while now, until yesterday, actually. And it took some time to get a few things lined up and a few things set up before I actually did the formal announcement video, which you just saw earlier today. If you didn't see the video, go ahead and watch the one just previous to this. It's cool. I spent some time on it. You may or may not care. Moving on. I want to address a couple questions and factoids really quick before we go any further. First of all, why do this? I've been wanting to do this for a long time, honestly, and I've actually had people requesting me to do this for a long time, since I'd say about 2015 or so. People have been saying, hey, when are we going to continue, or when are we going to do this again, or do it better, or whatnot. And every time I've brought it up, even with friends, just friends who are not viewers, people have been like, dude, yeah, I can't wait for you to do that. So there's been a lot of interest that I have been perceiving from my audience, and that's good enough reason for me, especially since I really want to do this myself. Which brings me to the second reason to do this. As I kind of mentioned over in the title there, or, you know, the teaser title, I feel like I didn't really do a good job last time. I was very early in my streaming career. I didn't even have the green screen yet, you know, I didn't have the suit or the Imperial symbol or my backgrounds. And I didn't have chat on the screen, so I want to do a better presentation of it, better production values, if you will. Even though I am a little bit infamous for having terrible production values, I'd still like to at least try. Third thing I want to talk about, we are going to be having a couple of donation incentives throughout the course of the marathon, throughout the Lorerun. There will be 3 primary donation incentives. The first and most important is naming characters. Now, I have a spreadsheet that I've already set up that everyone can view. I will go ahead and link it down in the description below, so you can go ahead and click on that, check that out if you want to. That lists every character that is renamable of significance throughout the entirety of the Lorerun. Above the actual, you have the number, which shows what your character limit is, the game in question, and the characters, and all of those characters are being listed in the order that we will receive them. All donation incentives for those will be cut off pretty much as we reach the character to do so. Now, I'll be keeping track on a separate spreadsheet of any income, any donations, any bidding wars as to who's going for what characters, and so forth and so on. The minimum amount to donate for this is $1. For reference, it doesn't take much, and I anticipate I'll get a bunch of those. But I thought it'd be just kind of a fun thing, and there were a few other reasons for doing this. So, that'll be the first donation incentive. The second donation incentive is Tidus Fantasy X. For those of you who don't know what this is, well, I envy you. But for those of you who do, I am going to put the effort into going ahead and patching FF10 with the Tidus Fantasy, or Final Tidus, or whatever you want to call it, version of the game. This is when most of the dialogue, you know, the audio clips for Tidus, and pretty much all the music have been replaced by, no. Excuse me. That actually hurts my throat. I'm probably not describing it well enough. It's not just him laughing. They took his laugh and turned it into an instrument in a sound font. So it'll be like, ha ha, ah, ha ha, ah, you know, in time to the music. I want to make this clear, though. If that incentive is met, it'll be a temporary thing. I am of the firm opinion that that's a joke that after a certain point runs its course and gets old, so I have a pretty good time in mind as to when we will chop that off. By the way, that's actually a bidding war, so you can donate either for us to do the Tidus Fantasy X, or against. That's up to you guys. And that bidding war will be live pretty much up until we finish, I guess that would be Final Fantasy IX. And then when we start 10, we'll chop that off and do it. That reminds me, real quick, I want to go ahead and tell you guys the order in which we're doing the games. Actually, the intro, if you watched it, is the order we'll be doing the games, but in case you weren't paying attention, we'll be doing them in the following order. Dissidia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Crisis Core, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 2, 12. Tactics, 13, 13, 2, 13, 3, Type 0, and 15. This is about as definitive as it's going to get. And while I don't, and I'll be talking about this when the marathon starts, I don't intend this to be a fully in-depth series, as weird as that may sound. This will be a, shall we say, a typical lore run, and basically just a celebration of Final Fantasy and the anniversary in general. And I hope to someday do a far more in-depth look at all of these games, but that's on the back burner. That's something that's going to take a lot of time and effort, and I am simply not prepped to do so right now. Excuse me. I guess that's actually it. I thought there was a third donation incentive, but I suppose I was wrong. Let me double check my thoughts here really quick. I haven't been sleeping all late. I've been absolutely destroying myself trying to get ready for this. But I am really, really excited. I hope at least some of you guys are hyped as well as I am. And I guess that's it. Any questions, thoughts, comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And I hope to see you guys Saturday.